Hello and welcome to the channel, My Theme Park Journey. My name is Liam and this is going to be my first review of Chessington World of Adventures. So obviously first things first, this is a new channel, this is sort of my first ever video and review. So let me do a little bit of an introduction to myself. My name's Liam, I'm in my 30s odd. I've been visiting theme parks for many years and just have a lot of fond memories of visiting them with sort of friends, family, uh, all different, and with my partner. So, yeah, and quite recently I've been visiting with my little nephew. Which we've had, like I said, for me, theme parks are a brilliant place where you can create memories and have just an amazing time. So I've got many memories of that. But today, that's not what I'm here to talk about today. Today, I am here to talk about my review of Chessington. Like I said, we visited on the 24th of March 2024 for their Easter event. So they did have some additional offerings for Easter. They had a little Easter egg hunt going on where you was greeted at the front of the resort by some characters sort of dressed up as Easter bunnies. They were handing out sort of little puzzles and clues, and they said that there was like an Easter egg hunt going on, so you had to go around the resort and find all the eggs, which had all different letters on, and there was a little game to play, and if you found all of the letters and you made up the puzzle and you was able to, bearing in mind this was just for kids, so I'm assuming it was quite easy. We didn't actually take part in it, but yeah. So if you took it up, you could then collect yourself an Easter egg, which was a nice little treat for the kids and a nice little addition. They also had the Enchanted Village, which the Easter edition, which was an upcharge attraction of, I'm assuming it was like a little walk through like an Easter little village, and you got some little bits of chocolate and a nice little sort of thing. We didn't really do that either, to be quite honest. It was an upcharge yet again, but um, that's that. So we visited, obviously we are annual pass holders, so my review is going to be a little bit biased in the way that the fact that obviously it's my local park, we can visit any time. If maybe my review would be a little bit different if I was just buying a ticket and visiting with a family, because I know it's very expensive if you do it that way, and I was just visiting for the day. But like I said, we were visiting with an annual pass. It's my local attraction. We can visit whenever we like. So my review is going to be a little bit biased in that way. So please do bear that in mind, because obviously, like I said, I think my review would be a lot different if I was spending out a lot of money and I was having to pay out for the whole family to sort of go, and what happened happened. But like I said, we'll get into that. So, like I was saying, ride availability, the first thing I've got to say, it was poor. Bearing in mind, obviously, it's just opened from close season. So you would expect all the maintenance and everything to be done through the close season and everything to be ready and raring to go for when it first opens, so that it can welcome its guests back and show it off for what they've been doing through the close season. Really didn't feel like that. Obviously, the Terror Tomb was closed. Terror Tomb, sorry, not Terror Tomb. That's me wishful thinking. Tombblast was closed. Dragon's Fury was closed all day. Mandrill Mayhem was closed all day. And when we went to look at Mandrill Mayhem, you could see that the car was literally just sort of protruding out of the roller coaster sort of station, and it was just sort of sitting outside of the station, you know, just slightly off the launch, not where it should be, let's put it that way. So that was unavailable all day. Tiger's Rock was down sort of a lot of the day. It did open for a little while, but then it went down again. Vampire went down towards the end of the day. Like I said, Dragon's Fury was down most of the day. Then it opened for about an hour and a half, but it wasn't actually open for that whole time. It was like the last hour and a half of the day that it actually opened. And when we walked past it, or we went to go up to go and queue for it, it had broken down again. They were evacuating people from sort of the top of the brake runs, and they were coming down the stairs and the evac stairs. So that was then shut. So that didn't open all day. I'm assuming a few people may have had a few rides, but it didn't open all day. Monkey Swinger was unavailable. The little chair swing over in Wild Asia, that wasn't available. So yeah, in terms of ride offering, wasn't brilliant. Like I said, if I was a paying guest and I was going back, like for the start of the season, I wouldn't be happy. It wouldn't make me think I want to come again. Obviously, if you was buying a ticket that day, they did, and because of the ride availability that day, they was offering guests the chance to come back at another time and experience the resort for another time. But obviously, then that's just another chance for them to get you back and obviously to upsell to you again. Hopefully, you know, you've got a free ticket. Hopefully, maybe this time you'll buy more merch or you'll buy more food, which, when you, no disrespect, when you look at the prices of the food, it's extortionate. So I do suggest maybe if you are going with a family and you're looking to save some pennies, maybe taking a picnic. You know, I think it was about £10 for a hot dog, £16.50 like for a meal with a hot dog. You know, it's a lot. It's a lot. But yeah, so like I said, ride availability wasn't brilliant. In terms of what we did do, like I said, we had a lovely day. We made the most of what was available to us. We got on the Vampire a few times. Like I said, that did break down towards the end of the day. So starting with the Vampire. Oh, got a very dry mouth, talking too much. Bear with me, let's have a little sip of me tea. Vampire. So, Vampire, I love that ride. Very nostalgic for me. I read it so many times when I was a kid. Read it with my dad. I can remember doing that. And it was when it was sort of the enclosed cars as well, when I used to ride it as a kid. Not the sort of where you now have your legs suspended and just dangling. Like I said, very nostalgic ride for me. Love it. Absolutely love it. Always been my favourite ride of the park. Maybe not so much anymore with Mandrill Mayhem. I do think that's a brilliant ride. I absolutely love it. I love the Jumanji area. I think they did really, really well with that. Not a lover of Ostrich Stampede and Mumba Strikes, but you know, I think they're just sort of like your basic fairground rides that you can get sort of anywhere, but that's another story. Still, I love the area. But with the Vampire, like I said, nostalgic ride, absolutely love it. Really, really rough. I went with my little nephew. He went on it for the first time. Even he come off it and said, "Oh, love the ride." Little rough. It's old. It's very, very old. Like I said, I remember riding it as a kid. Um, has it had its time? I personally would hate to see it go. I would love to see them sort of give that a little bit of the Alton Towers like TLC, like they've done with Nemesis, sort of reborn. Maybe do like Vampire Resurrected or something like that, but not just retrack the ride. I really feel that, you know, if this is a signature coaster for the park, this is the coaster that put the park on the map for them. And you know, so many people have got so many fond memories of the Vampire, which obviously drop your comments below of the Vampire. um, but you know, really give this ride a new feel, a new sort of element to it. Like, give it that Nemesis Reborn sort of vibe, you know, like I said, Vampire Resurrected, but give this a whole new track, make this a really good sort of signature coaster for the park, and I think it would work brilliant. It's had it, you know, it's old, it's had its time. I think it's time to sort of see it either move into its new sort of stage, give it that sort of TLC that I think it needs. Don't want to see it go. Like I said, just love to see it sort of reimagined and sort of with a new sort of theme and a new, not theme, but just sort of that new sort of reimagined element to it. Going on to the next ride, Gruffalo Riverboat Ride. We didn't actually ride it, the queues were quite long for it. We rid it quite a lot in the Winter's Tale sort of event. But yet again, uh, it's brilliant for kids, and you know, I can see sort of why so many people like it and it's got its attraction. But yet again, I think it's had its time. I think, you know, the IP sort of had its time. It's, many people have read it now, and yeah, I don't know. It's just not for me. I'm personally a Professor Bert's Bubbleworks man. I absolutely loved that sort of as a kid, you know, have many fond memories of going through there. And I'm sure many of you have as well. And I'm sure there's many of you that would love to see the Bubbleworks come back. Um, you know, maybe that is something that is going to happen at some point soon, you know, because the Gruffalo IP won't last forever. And, you know, at the minute with Merlin, they're doing a lot of sort of, for me, it feels like they're going back to a lot of sort of like their roots and sort of a lot of their history and what sort of made them what they were. So maybe, who knows, might get the Bubbleworks back. I'd love to see that. Especially with them also teasing some of the merchandise. You know, we've got some of the merchandise come back. You may have saw it. I've got the Bubbleworks cup. Absolutely love it. And the Bubbleworks pin. They've got the T-shirt now. Who knows? Would you like to see the Bubbleworks come back? I personally would. Or another sort of thing that I would love to see for that, and it's something that's always been in my head. Might be a little bit dark for Chessington, but you know, like I said, this is just me being a fan and speculating. Don't shoot me, Amanda. I would love to see maybe like a vampire sort of like layer like ride that takes you through like the vampire's castle, like a bit of an extension onto the vampire roller coaster, just fitting in with that area as well. But yeah, either the Bubbleworks or like this vampire sort of like castle like layer boat ride or something along those lines. Because yeah, I'm just not a fan of Gruffalo. Where are we moving up to now? Moving up into sort of like the sort of pirate ship, sort of Adventure Cove area, I think it is. Looks absolutely lovely, nice and fresh. There's some lovely little Easter eggs around that area. Can't really complain about that area at all. Looks really nice. They've got the new flooring down. Yeah, it looks really nice and fresh, that bit. Then going up to like Room on a Broom. Yeah, again, we walked through that. That's another one I feel like it's had its time. I remember back when that was sort of like the Hocus Pocus Hall, and I absolutely loved the Hocus Pocus Hall. I would not call in for that to come back because I still think that, you know, I think that could make room for a lot better attraction now. And Room on a Broom, yeah, I'm sure it's brilliant for the kids, but I just think there could be something a lot better brought into that space and a lot more interactive and a lot just brought up to date and not the Room on a Broom IP. I don't know. I personally feel that Merlin, I personally feel, are actually quite good at doing their own themes and doing sort of like their own characters and stories and things like that. So I really feel that it would be nice to see them go down that line and be a bit more imaginative and see what, you know, they can bring out. Because at the minute, you know, when you look at Alton Towers and the love that they're putting into that with like Curse at Alton Manor and Nemesis Reborn, I'd love to see that sort of like love put now into Chessington. Because I don't know, it just really feels sort of like the park now that's out of all of them left behind the most. I mean, like I said, obviously you've got the world of Jumanji, but apart from that, the rest of the park just feels like it's been left for a while. Feel a little bit stagnant. So going up now into sort of Croc Drop. Absolutely love Croc Drop. I think the theme into that is absolutely amazing. Obviously, Ramesses Revenge for me all the way, but that's never going to come back with sort of them being now sort of like the family sort of feel to the park. But Croc Drop, I do feel is a brilliant addition. It looks amazing. The theming is absolutely brilliant. Can't fault that one at all. Moving on to Tombblast. Meh. I've got to admit, I hate Tombblast. I absolutely hate Tombblast. I'm not a lover of interactive shooting dark rides, to be honest with you. I personally have so many fond memories of this being the Terror Tomb. Absolutely loved Terror Tomb. Really, really did. Really being that story led dark ride, really heavy sort of props and sort of theming, following Abdab through the tomb and sort of being in that big rock scene. So you can see, I just absolutely love that ride. I remember it so sort of well. But yeah, personally, I would love yet again, I'm going to reference Alton Towers again, but I would love to see them sort of put that TLC into tombblast that they have done with sort of dual and cursor alt and mana, and really go back to sort of it being a story-led dark ride and taking out all those guns, all the targets. It just makes it look sort of cheap and nasty. I can remember going around it last time, and I don't even pick up the gun. I just sort of sit there and sort of take in all the set pieces just for the nostalgia of trying to remember what the Terror Tomb was. And half of the props weren't working, you know, the sort of the big boulder, I don't remember that coming over your head. All I can remember is hearing the guns squeaking, looking at the targets and thinking how cheap and nasty they look, because they weren't even like shaped into like scarabs or sort of like unk shapes, or do you know what I mean? Like, it just, yeah, I just don't feel like the love in that ride anymore. I know it's closed and they're doing some maintenance, but I can't see it being big maintenance at the minute. So yeah, I would love to see that sort of be reimagined again and give that sort of a bit of love and a bit of TLC. I can't see it going back to the Terror Tomb. Like I said, I'd love for that, but who knows? It could do. But you know, even if maybe they sort of integrated Terror Tomb with Crop Drop, maybe. You know, you've got to sort of break the curse with Crop Drop. What is the curse of Crop Drop? Maybe they could tell the story of the curse to Crop Drop through the tomb. I think that would be a lovely sort of way to go. Could be fun, sort of put with new sort of theming, but also staying to the same sort of original sort of theme as well. Yeah, I just feel that those areas need some TLC and a little bit of love. Tigerrock. Absolutely love the ride. Obviously, I don't think they should get rid of it. I know there's a bit of debate with that, because obviously log flumes are really expensive to ride, to maintain and to staff and to keep going and stuff like that. But personally, you know, we haven't got an adult log flume in any of the Merlin parks anymore. I would love to see it. I mean, if it does go, replace it with another water ride. Give us another good water ride. I do like a good water ride. Personally, I don't like tidal wave. It's just up, down, splash, get yourself wet. And I just feel like you've got wet for the sake of getting wet. The only time I'll ever go on tidal wave if it's a scorching hot day and, you know, I just want to cool down. It's the only time I'm ever going on tidal wave, if I'm honest. So, yeah. Personally, like I said, I'd love to see them sort of keep it, but if not, maybe even give us a water roller coaster ride, something like Flying Dutchman at Efteling. Could work quite nice at Chessington. But yeah, I don't feel getting rid of the water ride. I'd love to see it stay, but you know, I do feel that probably could be up for the chopping soon. It's an old ride. It's an old ride system. So yeah, like I said, Dragon's Fury was down all day, so I can't really say anything about that, but love Dragon's Fury. Personally, I prefer Dragon's Fury over Sonic Spinball Wizard. I personally feel like Sonic Spinball Wizard just looks so out of place. It's just like it's been plonked there. Sorry, Sonic Spinball Wizard, not Sonic Spinball Wizard, Spinball Wizard. That's once I got dropped. But I don't know why I always say Sonic Spinball Wizard. But to me, it just looks so out of place. It just looks like it's plonked there, and it's just there's nothing else around the area. Yeah. Dragon's Fury, it fits in with the landscape, it goes around the terrain, it's just, I love it. Yeah, no, Dragon's Fury, I do like Dragon's Fury when it's working, when it's operational. Like I said, Land of Jumanji, absolutely love. Mandrill Mayhem, absolute my favourite now of the resort. Mumba Strike and Ostrich Stampede, not overly big fans of, because I just think they're rides that you can go on at your sort of local fair or sort of anywhere else, but they're still fun rides. Cobra, we loved Cobra. Although we only sort of went over the hump once, I think because of the amount of time it sort of took to build up the speed and to sort of actually get to go over the hump, yeah, it only did sort of like one or two like sort of full circuits and then it was over. So yeah, again, very, very old ride. Another one that will probably be over replaced soon, or maybe just given a bit of love and TLC. But yeah, like I said, we had a brilliant day. We're annual pass holders. It didn't really cost us anything as such. Maybe this would have been a little bit of a different review if we would have been paying guests and we'd have just sort of paid out our money and gone for the day, but we didn't. So, with that bearing in mind, like I said, we had a brilliant day. Ride offering wasn't brilliant, considering obviously, like I said, it's been closed season. You'd expect them to sort of be open and ready. But overall, good day. Yeah, and that's it for now. Thanks for joining. If you have liked this video and liked this review, just drop a comment. Please subscribe and see you soon. See you in the next video. Bye for now.